Hello, people. Okay. All right. Stream time. There's already a lot of you here. It's weird. At least a lot of taco people as well. So I'm gonna do the normal thing of if there is any questions, I'll probably repeat this again because there's probably still people popping up. But hi, Katie. If there's any questions about things you want to see specifically, let me know. If you're watching this and recording later, if you leave a comment, I do watch those. So if there's a question, I will respond to it in the next stream that I can. So and show you, and then you can watch the recording of that later. So you know, when you want a delayed response of about a week, I guess. So yes, if there is any questions or anything, we've actually had some pretty good ones the last couple streams that have been pretty useful for people. So, and good information. Showing me Argo up. OC Pie Face. That's not a question. That's a request. And not much popping. Anything popping with you? In the meantime, what part? I think we're still working on this shot because this shot was just so complicated. How's it looking right now, though? I'm getting there. Just want to see. I think the sky is brighter in this. I think it is. Yeah, the sky's much brighter in these other shots. But I'm kind of liking this look of darker overall. I wonder if I can dumb down the overall brightness here. Do I have a single light that lights the sky? I think it'd be under sky card light. Yes. It's hard because I like both shots for different reasons. I feel that the stormy, darker one might work better. For the theme. I just feel if I dim this down too much, if I dim it down, it should work. I'm just going to have to dumb down some of these beams. Because right now, this is one that the only reason I don't like this is that it's feeling like it is centralized spots of light. Which kind of reminds me of the ending scene of Drakengard, if that's going to sound really old school, if anybody even knows that reference. So I think if I dumb some of those down, it might work. So where are these specific ones? So this one is one I would dumb down. That. I just want to make sure this isn't gonna... Yeah, even with the blur, it's kind of fine. That brightness is okay. What's this one? Oh, just that one again. What's this one? That's a building. That's fine. That's not a sky card extra. Why did I call it that? So dumb that down a little bit. Keep that. The city. Keep that. Okay, so that's back there. I need to hide my actor here. What happened last stream? Worked on stuff. And stuff. I don't know. It was a long time ago. There was a lot of questions, actually. That was enjoyable to get some questions answered for people. And actually, I've been delaying putting out a tutorial because I was waiting to finish up the one that was voted for first, but I think I'm just going to finish editing it and just put it out instead, holding it. Actually, you guys might be able to help me out a little bit with one of them. Okay, that's the main one I was looking for. It's this one. I don't mind having it be a little bit of light there. Okay, see, I feel this is better balanced now. Because it makes it feel like some of these areas, it's not like explosions of light in certain areas. But I still don't feel like it balances with this shot then. From here to here. And that's going to be the difficult part. Oh yeah, we were going through our my recordings from conventions. See, I think what the main thing between these two that's different is, for one, the sky's darker. And actually, I can probably just fix that with a simple copy of... Well, actually, it's going to be a little harder than I think it's going to sound like. This light's built for hitting a single target, but this dome goes all the way around. See, like, you got the dark over here, which is a little bit of a break from what we were doing. I think this is going to be... I'm going to have to render this and actually see how the transition works. Because I'm not sure. I think it's going to need something, but I'm probably not going to be able to figure it out right now. So I think I'm going to call this one just about good, other than just getting the skybox figured out. And possibly anything more with him. How do you have light to shine on a model after you change the textures? I don't know if the wording on that quite... The wording in the middle kind of gets a little messed up. I don't know if you can reword that, because the wording in the middle kind of messes it up, and I don't understand. Just want to make sure that... Alright. My main concern is just getting him to be correctly in this shot, like blended in. What I'm checking right now. But unique enough to stand out. And I feel like that's kind of being accomplished. I'm still not 100% happy with how this contrast is between his legs and the ground. But I feel that the environment itself is fairly distraught enough. I feel like this part right here needs a volumetric light. I think other than that, I'm going to have to do a render before I do anything. And I think I already played with the dragons a little bit. I'm going to put this with the dragons. You know, I added another volumetric layer. That's probably what this number 2 is. No. No, it's not. Okay, so I need to break up this background here a little bit. So I'm going to just back this volumetric up. Move it further into the city. This is at a weird angle. I'm going to zoom this a little faster here. I'm doing shift, it's just... This light's way out there. I think we do that. Just far edge at. We'll do 1,000. So that blends a little better, but I still feel like here this is nice because it actually blends into the background perfectly. But then it's like I don't know if I agree with the contrast of things. Especially considering that this is what the sky looked like behind her right here. Had a bright spot and then it goes to a dark spot. But I think I tried trying to light up that area and it was like nigh impossible. And I can't bring the sky any lower. With that area the sky works, but then I lose it for the rotation. I would get this area instead. Yeah, which would not look good. And I get the break. I don't want the break. Or is that where they're running into each other? I think that's where they're running into each other. I think I'm going to call this one good for now. I don't know. I'm going to keep it yellow because I think I'm going to go back to it. There's something there's something I need to do on it, and I think I just need to back away from it for a while. Besides that, what other ones can I complete? I think we can actually finish this one or work on it. I just have to test the actual lighting and render. Oh, this is gonna have one of those eye issues, isn't it? No, actually, I think it isn't. Oh. Thought I was gonna have an eye issue with the focus, but apparently not. The main problem I'm gonna have with this shot that I'm not sure of is the particle effect for the swords. Because right now, they're not very visible. Like this one's just kind of whatever. I need to actually get these lit. I'm actually surprised how little lights there is in this shot right now. Why is this? This light behind her is shadowed and it's causing it to be this one. Weird. Okay, so the shadows are understandable. I'm just gonna fade them a little bit because I don't want to have her like perfect shadow over here. Oh, I don't think I have her tail animated for any of this. I have not seen Forever Philly. Talking about with the lighting, how they light up a lot but not on the surface. A lot of that is usually because the light's being deferred in some way, and usually it's something like the environment map that's doing it. If so, the ENV map, if you have one on the model, would cause that because it's trying to deflect it to certain corners or edges. That's going to probably be your biggest culprit. You can usually boost things with it to it. Also, you can always reduce how bright the environment map is and increase the texture quality or brightness to try to offset it, to balance it back out. But yeah, if you're trying to make something very reflective, you're going to have problems with lighting, because it's going to have the lights. It's going to want to play with the lighting in one way, but you're wanting it to be in another, or an intuitive way. I really don't go out of my way to watch episodes and stuff. I watch them in the mornings if I am able to, but other than that, that's about it. I don't really, Oh, the lights over that way. I was like, what is it? It has this really sharp turn thing. There's lights. Okay, so I'm gonna do tail first, and then I'm gonna do the wings and stuff. So tail, not visible here, so not a worry. And actually, for the speed that this is moving at, it's not a big worry. And actually, I think her tail's fine for this. No, it's not. I think I remember having some issues with this. That I wanted the tail to look legit, but I was having problems making it look legit. Still gotta be tail 2. Tail 3's already wrapped around too much. Okay, the tails get really messed up here. I need to clear out some of the breaking parts that I need. Alright, this does. right here. It's usually what within 2 frames. 1 frame to break and then 1 frame to return. So it's usually pretty easy to figure out where these are. So like they're here, bam bam. And what this is doing is, for this 1 frame, it's bending it in some weird position. So by rounding it, I'm just putting it back to where it should be. These per its beginning and ending points. And super fast motion has tends to have that effect on it. Like here, I could probably take these. Actually, this slow point should be here. Should be there. And I'm gonna grab points here. So if there's, oh, this one. This is the one I want. Good. Yeah, she kind of looks like she's fighting a Nazi, but it's kind of acted like one. Okay, the tail kind of works for a lot of this. I might be able to save a lot of time and not have to worry about some stuff. The main thing is, like here, when she has slowdown time, from here forward, her tail should be going a lot slower. Actually, I think, oh, those are fine. Oh, that's why. I think what I want to do is have the tail this, no, that's not the tail one. Oh, it's tail one. Okay. Tail one going back, tail 2 pulling up, or kind of up, tail 3 going more up, and then having all of these rotate up. Because I think over the course of this period, I think that this these bones would be brought back. Okay, actually tail one is going to be further this way. I wonder if it... You know, I'm actually going to change the tail's position here. I'm going to keep it going where it is, but I'm going to have it go the other way. The thing is, with slow-mo, I don't have to worry about as much. Oh, he's rainbow dead. No, rainbow is... The model's alive. Why can I not see the change in the tail's motion? Where's Rainbow Dash on here? Right here. She's alive. That is awkward. Oh, no, it's moving. I got the wrong tail 3. Okay, never mind. Just crazy. Well, and she, in the actual book, she fights him like this, essentially fights him like this. I was just trying to figure out a way to allow her to fight him, considering that she doesn't have any weapons. Actually, I feel like that might not even work too. I think what I need to do is when the tail's coming across here, is I'm gonna have to, because it comes around her body. I probably should figure that part out then first, because this one, if she gets it to this point, then she spins the other way. So this is a fast point. Okay, so I need to do it from. I'm gonna go from here, and then it's gonna be a slowdown. So I need to get her tail in position where it is right now, which is gonna be essentially here, and then curling essentially around her legs. I think I was just going for visual here. Well, this definitely needs to wrap more. Okay, and then these have some kind of motion they do in here that is not indicative of what it should be. I'm going to go with brown, but I think I'm also going to make it so that these had turned less. Okay. And then over the course of this, I want the tail to come over the leg, so it would be instead as this. Maybe. I think it does work. I'm just going to put the tail higher. Okay. And then over the course of this time, I want the tail to be higher. Ooh, I don't know why that was moving so much. I can agree with you that they put the new ponies in clothes to have them more identifiable. Early, it's like if I were to take like Rainbow Dash and I were to change all their colors, you would still kind of have a Rainbow Dash feel from it, even if all the colors and everything's different, just because of the shape. And so I think that they needed something that would make everybody stand out more. So I can understand that why they're putting everybody in clothes. Plus, then they can do dolly dress up in terms of marketing. So, ooh, I think I moved that a bit too much. Or at least tail 2 needs to be turned down a bit. Tail 1 needs to have this turned out more. This needs to be turned out more. And this is showing signs of needing to be turned down. This needs to be turned this way. Okay. I just have to get the tail from one point to the other. So we'll see that this goes through a transition of from here to here. It's only 2 frames, but it does move kind of weird. I think it is Hill 3's fault. It feels like something happens in here. Oh. But I don't even know if I'm going to care. Whatever happens to it, even if it's clipping, it doesn't even really matter. I'm just going to leave it. This tail bit is like broken here. What is unbroken? Oh, just that. Okay. Yeah, I never blamed the show for needing to sell merchandise. I mean, that is the reason it exists. So if it didn't have that, the show wouldn't be around anymore. Ears. Tips are going to be put in their starting position. I'm not even going to bother with them. Butt cheek is also going to be in position. So ears. Nice thing is I should be able to, well, I think I can kind of. I need to remark these. This is not well, this is indicative of when the no, it's not when the slow-mo starts. Okay. I need these things to tell me when slow-mo starts. So this will be here. To here. Okay, that's when that one starts. Okay. The weapon moves a little bit afterwards, but that's fine. His cape moves a little too quick. It's bugging me. From here to here, cape moves too much. Let's keep it to these ones. I should probably, let's do it this way. So this will be in a bit. Alright, now her ears. Distractions. And I feel that I'm missing a bookmark. Okay. I feel that her ears, when they come into this point, should start like going down or something, because she just hit the ground. So I feel like they should be showing signs of that impact. This is where the ear tips could actually come in handy. Like so here. You can have the ear tip actually start at a higher point and have it go down too. Actually, it might be too much. I'm gonna slow it, not do so much motion with the ear there. I'm gonna actually back that off a little bit. I don't mind it. I just don't want to have it as strong. Let's hair back. Let's right here. Because otherwise, it's motion that you can see on one part that's not on the rest, and I want to make sure everything's balanced. as it was. I just felt like her motion here might be too quick. So it's it's like 9 frames, so 1/3 of a second. As long as you can actually see what's going on with this, that's the main thing. I'll leave it for now. Her eyes open here? No, I think that's the eye. That's the other one I had to make sure I fix. I do not want these. So this is making her eye visible at this point. Ow. I want to give her eyes a little something. Actually, I think because if you compare the Brony community to almost any other community, I mean, how many do you see having their own conventions and all this other stuff? A lot of it is, I think, it's people's creative sides. It's been a community that has thrived on art and all the aspects that come along with it, compared to, I think, almost any other one. With people that have made a lot of friends and stuff, a lot of the stuff I see is people posting pictures, not just from the show, but from anywhere, from things that have been made. It's the distribution of art content and the thing that everybody wants to share. So I've seen that has almost been the bigger thing that's cause everything to stick around. Like her head or something isn't moving right here. I swear I looked at this once before and I still came to the same conclusion that there's really wasn't much I could do on it. It's not even the head. The head, I think, is fine. I think it's literally her body itself. I think it's friends are always going to be trying to push friends to do things that they enjoy. That's the thing. I mean, if you have ever asked them to go and play something, then yes, that it goes both ways. But I mean, if you can't afford it or you don't want to put money into it, that's completely your deal. Just because somebody might be a higher level or further along than you doesn't mean you have to pump money into something. You can enjoy something even without. So it's the time with the friends that's supposed to matter, not what you do with them. It doesn't matter if you're owning as much. Like, take for instance, we've been playing Mass Effect, and a friend of one of the guys I've been playing with has been in with us. We've been playing in the highest difficulty multiplayer, and he just started. And he's getting his ass kicked at all, and it doesn't frustrate me, and he's still having fun. It doesn't, because I can understand it. It's just helping him boost along, and so he may not have the best of everything, but he's still enjoying himself. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like in MMOs, I used to play. If I were to play it with, I just started the game and tried to make friends in it, I probably would quit long ago. It's spending the time with the people that I know that has been the most rewarding in those times, and I've had a lot of fun. Just like effing around and doing stupid stuff, and we may not have been anywhere near the best people on the server, and some of us may have been better than others, but it didn't matter because we still all enjoyed just fucking around and the company. Dark RP, I don't really do any RP stuff. I played MMOs and stuff, but the people I played with, we trolled RPers if anything. But we never repeat or anything. Like I was just talking with some people I know yesterday. We always wanted to go with the concept of don't take anything seriously, and so a lot of the times we just purposely made things stupid. Like almost every guild we made in almost any game we were in was called Hello Kitty Pals, and we had little Hello Kitty as a symbol, and we wore pink. Because we were trying to be girly, it was trying to keep it lighthearted and never instead of thinking about trying to dig into the meta and optimize all your characters, we were just saying use what's cool, have fun, and who cares. So no, I haven't actually checked with them. Probably should. I said, actually, I don't think he was at the last meet. Good night, Pops Weasel. Weird to say. So I do like having her head come up a little bit more on that. Her eyes open before then? Yeah, but I guess I really can't prevent that. Going back and forth between slow-mo and fast is not fun. I'm going to do her wings now because it's gonna probably make it a difference on how I do the rest of her. Okay, so she jumps from here. For one, I feel like she should have some kind of a push off. Maybe not quite like that. She kind of gets a little cockeyed here. That should work better. Mainly because I can have her wings go up and then deck down again. So I first want to load up another rainbow dash. Can never have too many rainbow dashes. Oof, actually I don't know if this is gonna work. This is built for the other wings. Actually, it does kind of work. I can at least use it as a base. So I just needed a single flap. So one of these. I'm gonna grab two just in case I need something in between. So she's got her the other way. I think I moved that wrong. Yep. All right. So she's going to be in a base position down, and then with them partially open. So she's going to be in a base position close to here. And it'll be close to here. Right here. Okay. I'm not too worried about the detail with this, but I do want to do this here. So the wing tips, and I want to make sure I'm not getting anything else here, just be wings. I'm going to have the wing back out, go a little bit further out there. The other way could be a little tougher. Really picks up at that last second. That is fine. So I'm gonna grab from here to here. I'm gonna cross into this other area because I actually want to cross this wing under the body. That can work. Open bit right here. I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of round, just to smooth it. Then I'm going to do like I did with all this other stuff, and I'm just going to grab this part. I'm going to stretch it to this part. I feel like there might be almost too much motion in that, so we'll fix that by taking this this way. Oh, let's say to remove not that much. I do want to have the wing tips, just the tips. Sounded weird. Curl up a bit more. Actually, I'm gonna grab the other ones too. just do a little bit. I think these three are the under ones. Yeah. I feel that might be a little bit too much motion again, but I'm gonna do this the cheap way. It's just still bugging me because her hair is still going wobbly there. And that's not how its hair does that. Can you actually reduce quality? For a while I had no... Oh, they actually have to do quality control. For a while they were restricting it only to partners or whatever. Double check. I didn't have up the. I'm at 1500. I'm really running at like 1/8 YouTube quality, but it's because only part of my screen changes a lot, so there's no need for high bit rate. Okay, so I need a wing flap again. Because the wings are partially, or actually they're fully open here. And then they change, so it doesn't really matter from there. So they go from fully open, which is right here, to flap back to fully open. So I'll just grab one cycle. And so the way I paste these things in is, right now this is the normal selection, so I'm going to paste it. Now I'm just, if I hold Alt, I can move around this one little pasted section wherever I want it. I know I'm going to want to scrunch it, so I'm going to hold Alt and scrunch it. I'm going to find the spot where I want it. And this flap's going to be right about here. I'm going to move it to that spot. So I'm going to have to go quicker. Move it over further here. But I'm gonna have to blend earlier, so I'm just gonna pull it into it. I thought the teleports, but it just moves super, super quick. Alright, so that actually... Oh, I forgot. I'll blend it in with the rest. So this wing for this period just shot her off. So it's I don't even care about it looking 100% realistic. I just need to make sure that when it's all blurred that it at least looks close enough. Actually, I feel like your other wing is actually pretty good as it is. Kind of. Actually, that's your right wing. I feel like it kind of transitions quickly here. I think I can blend this. Slow it down a little bit. Okay. After that, the wings kind of have lost control of them. I have to have them do certain things. Yeah, after that, the wings are as they are. I can't do anything. What color is his aura? I can't remember. I think we figured it out at some point. I thought I would have had his magic set up. Because, yeah, I do have to... Actually, because... I thought I had... No, I don't. I'll have to check here. That's a good question. Oops. Okay, so there is no description in here of what a color's magic is. I don't know if anybody hasn't seen what the reference is. This is it's from the. I guess it's from this, but it's. I know I had a picture of it. Z Captain. We'll look it up. Based on this guy. Essentially. That's a better picture. I still have the coffee cup. So I'm gonna have to look him up. I don't know if it actually is gonna describe his magic color though, or at least I think finding it might be kind of tough. So it's gonna be finding the area should be easy enough, but sell bucket. No, it's after bucket. It's after Wilding. Dark Sky Duke. Oh, that's Duke's Abnator, so that makes sense. I think. This is Lavender Gold. Oh, that's Lavender Gold. Well, actually, I should make sure. This says Lavender. That's close enough. Usually if somebody's picking something up, they use the word aura. But I think I'm going to just go purple. Because with him, the only colors that he has on him are essentially purple and black and gray. So unless when he's white, which is indicative of holy or a good-natured person, I think I'm going to have to go with purple. Something still feels off with her coloration. He looks really good right here, but I think it's going to need something more on her. It's Abnator from the book. I make it based on this on. So I'm going to use purple aura. So let's do new particle system. This will be kind of important because with the speed that the particles are moving at, actually, that's the other problem that the particles can create. The particles move at a certain speed, or spawn at their own speed. Slowing down particle effects is possible, but super messy. Originally, I had the idea of utilizing these shots by you can go into here and try to save it here and set time scale so you could actually have it slow down, but particle effects get weird there, where if you slow down the time and you say, and it says that the particle has started 1 second before this, it still starts then, or it like starts then, but the slowdown makes it so that it like you have to readjust the start time to get it to work correctly, and I never really played with the math enough to try to figure out how, but that was like 3 years ago that I was playing with that. So that's what's going to make these particle effects, I think, the hardest, is trying to get them to look like they're slowing down too. The one thing I can do is tell, because I don't think it's going to be much noticeable between when they're moving and not moving, so I could just have two different particles that run at different speeds. It's just getting them to spawn enough in time, because I guess I really don't need them to fade away for how long a time this is going to be. Most of these shots are straight motion. So for one, let's give these swords a purple glow because they will be in magic the whole time, or almost the whole time. Actually, this is getting tough. How do I light up the swords without lighting up the ground too? Something's wrong with Rainbow Dash's lighting. I just think that there's something missing on her. Everything seems... I mean, I know I wanted to keep it dimmer, but it seems exceptionally dim. here, I feel like an increase in the ambient works well early, but not later. And then I might increase it a little bit. I'm gonna play with the coloration of his mask because I feel like that's not working very well. That makes her eyes a bit more pronounced. I don't know if it actually is helping there. Not really. Why are you not helping here? Oh, because you're way over here. So I'm thinking about just adding a self-illumination to them that's purple. I wonder if that'll work. Sword. Oh yeah, there's the different versions. Ooh, I can actually create a cool effect with this. See if this works. For one, I want to make that work, I'm gonna have to probably scale them. This is gonna be, so this is 1, 2, and 3. So I'm pretty sure that the first one is the main one. No. Oh wait, no, it is. It's the middle one. But I'm actually going to make, I think, this first one. No, wait, that's not even the first one, technically. Okay, it's going to be a better example of going to this first one. But actually, I don't know if I did a double on this one. Yeah, I did. So I'll do it on this one. Okay, so B is the first one, A is the last one. Because what I can do, I'm going to save it because I don't know if this is going to work. Hello, Brad. Is I'm going to take, well, first I'm going to turn the model thing on. So this is TF2. called weapons, C items, C scimitar. Scimitar. Okay, no, I do not want to update. And there's two different textures, so I'm looking for just the plain one. That's the grayscale one. So it is this one. Glow color, I don't care about that. Let's see if I am able to turn on self-illumination. Which one did I grab here? This is 1B, so this is the first one. That's not the one I actually want to play with right now. Okay, so it doesn't appear to work. Otherwise, that would have caused a very big difference in color. Usually, it means that there's something on that is blocking it. Any type of transparency will normally cause it. I don't know if I need this stuff. Ah, that worked. Okay. So some with all this other crap. It's not having an effect on it anyway. So we can make it glow. Whatever I want. And the benefit of that is I can have, so this is sword 1. I can have this one. So we're looking for purple. So I'm going to do 10, 0.2, 10. I wonder if I just do 10. That's not gonna make a difference. So let's do. Now that's a kind of a pinkish purple. I'm gonna go purple. Yeah, that'll work better. And then this will glow from no matter angle. Actually, this might be a little bright from that angle then. So let's do there. Maybe less than that. Do that. We'll grab this one. Okay, so that's what that one is, but now I want this one to be brighter. The math. And I wonder if I should have the other ones dimmer behind it. Yeah, I probably should. So I'll do this one at 507.5. Actually, no, I'll do this one at 306. I don't know, close enough. I'm gonna remember that for the math. I'll do half. Alright, so this one 306, now we'll do 6012. And not bright enough. 12024. That'll work. And for the final one, I think I'm going to give it a hint of purple, but not full purple. So I want the particle effect to kind of give the effect for that. Let's see what this would look like, though I'm not going to keep it that way. So the purpose of this, and I don't want to have a glowing blade, though I could render it twice and have it actually work kind of like that. See, though, this is the issue that I'd run into, is that when they combine back together, they would become one blade, and then they would have the culling issue. I think that's culling issue, but they just have overlapping textures. So that's what I was saying about having these with a scale. So we'll do this one, and sword view is considered the main one, right? Yeah. So at this point, they'd be combining back into one. And then splitting back off again. Right here. So then I will just do a zero. As soon as that kicks in, oh, the light's getting in on it, that's why. That's why. So that actually does kind of work. And I can't turn on alpha when I have something glowing like that. But it's crossing in front of the lights here. I can get rid of those though. So this does work. It's just going to actually, if I'm trying to make a trail, I actually would want the trail to be brighter. So this might actually work the way I thought it would. Kind of. The trail would stop as soon as the weapon stops, but I can add a particle effect, just the slowdown part for that. We'll see. Let's try something. So this is, so these are the final. So A is the back one. So what that would essentially do is it create a glowing trail behind it, like this. But then when the weapon hit its stopping points, like here, you glow, and then when it stopped moving, the glow would go away. Yeah, they're essentially creating an after image. I did the same thing with because the SFM can create a motion blur. It kind of, if something's moving too fast, the motion blur itself doesn't show correctly, at least to what we would assume to be a motion blur. It's like when you see an enemy in a game spinning a staff, like a 2D thing, they just show a big like a disc that they're making, but there's no way that could ever happen. So it's trying to create illusion of creating a disc. And when I originally did that one was this one. Here, right here. So when the weapon is flipping around here, you can actually see it. There's actually 3 guns that are melded into one here. And I did that because if I didn't, imagine this motion blur, but reduce it, or the size of the weapon, but reduce it to 1/3 that. It just felt like it was barely anything. You couldn't even see the end of the gun here. So I went and it's really easy to do. It's essentially you take one part and you copy it twice. You copy one part and shift it a little bit forward and a little bit backwards. So there's on either side of it, forward and back, and then you have them just meld back together before they combine. Or you could have it be an after thing. Here for spinning, you want it to split from the center one. But if you're moving something really fast, like I'm doing here, you want everything when it comes back to recombine to the front one. So rotating, you'd want to do it like this. So I don't remember how to slow down on here, but you can see here that when she picks it up, it's one gun, but then right here, it actually starts breaking off into a multiples. And I don't think it actually does it here. I think it's all single because it didn't matter. It wasn't even visible anyway. But here, this is like what it looks like when it's spinning. It's just nothing. It's just one. It's just gone. So it creates the illusion of having a more defined weapon, and you can't tell the difference. So same thing here. I'm just trying to see if having some glow is worthwhile. Because my main concern with doing it the way I'm doing it right now is you would need a particle effect to show like the swiping through the air, and trying to figure out how to do a slow and a fast, because SFM's particles don't like doing that. So I'm not 100% sure how to do it. So yeah, you can see that here. When this actually goes to motion blur, you can see that's what it looks like. But if I were to disable and just put 1, this is what it would look like. So I want to make sure that people can keep track of it in the air, and when you have the difference between that and that, this one has a much larger base and is easier to follow, while this kind of just gets melded more into the background. So, but I don't want to separate the things. I only do 3 because it's allows me to easily recombine them. if I were to be, or if SFM had a better ability to create alpha textures, so like a slightly invisible model, I'd use that instead, but there isn't. So this is about the best I'm going to be able to do. Trying to think of the best way to make a particle to follow it. Because I can do speed lines, but they're straight. They don't follow at an angle, which make it difficult. They have full-blown swipe ones, but they're also on a plane. What did I use for chemistry? Need to figure out what particle I used on here for there's a couple different sword swipes. There we go. Sword swipes was rarity, so right here. Just for that, I think, yeah. So that actually would probably be best. Can't remember how that particle worked, but I ended up modifying it. So counter helix. Where are you? I'm guessing. Oh, there we go. Units, heroes, hero axe. Okay, that should be good enough because that sounds to me like it is a Dota. Yeah. Crash again anyway. I don't think I have a save file anymore now that won't crash. I'm going to change into something else. They're all too big. First. Actually, a lot of these work pretty good, but they don't have a front edge. Like here, this one, where's my preview window? Or these are really tiny. Now, the problem with this one is it's round. So if I were to put that at the front of a blade that's moving slow, you're going to see that it's round. This is a great swipe for somebody that has like a melee, maybe a melee attack or something. And I think I used like one of these ones and played with it and modified it so it went in this direction that I wanted it to. I go under axe and I find blood spurts. I wonder if there's a different melee weapon I might work better. This axe, is there a sword? No. What's another melee? Well, axe is the guy's name. That makes sense. Wow, some of these get pretty graphic. That's a shockwave. I don't know who all has swords or sword type weapons. I see something with a sharper edge. Skeleton King sounds to me like he'd be a guy that carried a sword. No. That's pretty neat. Dota has some amazing particles. Obsidian Destroyer. Some of these names are just super edgy. Ooh, it's pretty. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I could actually see uses for that. And I like that it's bouncing. Neat. That's under who? Obsidian Destroyer. I would not have thought to look for something like that for him. They got the little ones. It's so tiny. I think that uses the actual the light one that I have. I forgot what it's called. This is one that I got to try to figure out for the light thing. Is making something like this work. So many cool particles. Nothing that I'm looking for though. Yeah, like this. I have that rainbow particle added to the current one, but it's having that tied in with this other middle one. I might have to come back to that and see if I can find a way to make that work, because that actually could create a nice effect on brights from bright object. Dota has so many amazing particles. It's just going through here and actually trying to make use of them all, or not even that. It's knowing that they exist at the time that you need it, and that's why I really kind of like going through these, because it gets in my head that it's in here, and I might not remember exactly where it was, but I know that if I dig around for it, I'll probably find it. Other Titan. That's probably somebody that has melee. Like in this game, everybody just has like magic attacks. Why can't you just go up and punch each other in the face? That's cool. Yeah, where's the punching? I'm sad now. I don't know what's going on in that one, but no. Maybe that looks pretty cool. Could do some Dragon Ball Z shit. Anybody know anybody from here that has melee? At least good melee. It's Abaddon. I'm thinking Axe is going to be the only one I can go with, and I really would prefer not to, because the only ones that work really well for Axe are... Oh, that's really good. Actually, that looks really good as just normal flame. Actually, it's a pretty good fire. That's good to know. Make it spawn super fast. Rawr. Oh. Apparently I can't have that many. We'll fix that. Rawr. Okay, it doesn't look so pretty then. I'm just fucking with it. I thought that was gonna do more. It actually works pretty good as a jet engine. Pretty neat. Gotta make sure I don't save this now. I don't want to actually permanently change particles in here. No, I can't see a reason for using that right now. Ooh. Like, see, this, in terms of, like, when I brought it before for repurposing particles, this has a lot of children to it, so I'm thinking that I might not be able to play with this too much as is. Yeah. But it's this blade D and E. And actually, it changed the color of the other one, so I'll just do it on here. So, like, if I were to change this to, doesn't have a color random? I guess not. Like a blue. And actually, if we were to add color random of white and blue, not quite that white, like that, I'll do that. And I'm going to go back to this particle. Now there's that smoke coming up, so we're going to grab that smoke. Instead of gray, we're going to go with a white, a hint of blue. And it is fading to a color, I'm guessing. It's doing something with the color. It's just the base that's weird, though. Anyways, actually, if I made that more blue, it would probably make more sense. We'll do that, and then we'll do lifetime random. We'll triplets time. And we'll do 666. That's, and that's fine. And then we'll do I'm just slowing it down essentially. Anyways, what I was trying to do is you can make kind of a cool water effect on like water splashing off of a surface. That'd be kind of cool. Or if you're like super edgy and stuff, you can like make this all like red and stuff. Like this is super edgy. So this is kind of like an American now. So anyways, distraction. We play with particles. They're fun. No, they're not. It's like a... It's weird. So it's spinning here. But not there. Okay, whatever. Shockwaves are always useful. Stuff like this is pretty useful. Still not finding any melee though. But see, this actually would work better as a sparkle for the magic than what I had set up. I'm looking for... Actually, that could work. Well, the detail's low. I'm looking for a particle that I can use to simulate a swipe with the weapon going by. Nice thing about this one is it is a flat front. And that's why I'm thinking that this one might be what works. The only thing I don't like about particle effects like this is that they're pre-made on a surface. So like, I have to try to place it to match what the weapon's doing. It'd be nicer if I could just attach it to the end of the blade and have it follow through, but those are hard to do because SFM is built on an infinite number of frames but only renders so many, so when it actually goes to... In preview it can look smooth, but when you go to render it, it might be only rendering on those frames and create kind of a jerky motion. It doesn't really work out that well. When it comes to newest episode of MLP, you have to define it nowadays because of Canada. But we consider anything in here, in terms of the stream, anything that is only a US release. That otherwise anything that's been only Canada released is considered spoiler and you should not be talking about. But if it's an episode that's already aired in the US, then fire away. I haven't seen them all yet, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to try that one. It is called... There's one, two... Let's... So these are all... Oh, that's a turned angle. I want to try to find a flat angle. Okay, this is flat. Sweet. So Abaddon Weapon Blur 2. Ow, I'm like, why can't I type numbers? says 68. 67. Okay. No. Oh, it's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. Ooh, that's huge. Oh, time scale down. Okay, so this particle is very big. First off, I would keep that positional ring. That's going to be needed. Position modify offset random. I want to have control of location, so I want to get rid of this for sure. So now it's just swiping along that axis. The ring is currently 140. It is way too big. Let's get it down to 50. Okay. And it is going to be a radius scale, yeah. And it is going from start of 1 to end of 0. Looks like it's getting bigger. Okay, let's see what this does. Aha. Okay. What did I do? Okay, apparently I changed the value. And it didn't want to change it back. So these within certain time frames. I'm not sure. I've never really worked the remap particle count to scalar. But it looks like this is going to affect the end numbers, so... So that's going to be that. So I'm just going to, when I try to figure out what a particle is doing, I'll just disable parts of it and figure out what changed when I did. A lot of these I'm not seeing much for change. Is because if I do change it, it kind of breaks it. Or they're not re-enabling for some reason. Whatever. Okay, well, that last one made it really big. So that one seems important for ensuring size. Did it disable some of these other ones? That's weird. If I change the one, it jumps back down to here. Are they tied together? Okay, that's life duration. Ah, I see here. Alpha. Oh, it's moving to the bottom. That's fine. Radius. There we go. Okay, so we want to drop this down. Let's go to 10. And 50. Aha! Make those back up to the top again. Can I rename these? I don't think it lets me. I'm afraid to. How big is that? Oh, it's reversible. That's nice. Okay, so let's get an example. See, this is the problem, is like right here, coming down, it's coming down straight, not at a curve. I should be able to figure that out. But I'm going to use this one for this part, because this one is actually where it's curving. I'm curious, can I break a particle to make it slow itself down? So this is going to be needing to swipe starting at about 68.7. Turn it, it breaks it. It's actually kind of neat. But I don't want to do that. So we needed to make sure that this thing follows its point. So I'm thinking that's this. Yes, I think it was. Oh, nope, it wasn't. Okay, that did fix one issue. But we'll see, this is going, it's following the blue plane right now, and I want it to keep following the blue plane. So when I move the blue plane, this, I want it to follow, it's still following the blue plane, but now it's not, it's still being flat to this direction. So that means that the particle itself is set to control point orientation. That's probably what this is doing. So let's see what happens if we turn that off. I still think it's still doing it. So what's forcing it to stay on the same playing field as the axes? Never seen that. That's not gonna fix it though. Oops. So keep that. I would think it would be on here. What does this even distribution do? So what if I did it at 32? Would just make a higher particle count? I think it does. For one, I need to. Let me just change this from teal. Actually, what this can be is so we're going to make it purple, and then we're going to have it fade to a lighter purple. And actually, no. I think that would be backwards, because the front's technically where it would be. No, it would be behind. Okay. I thought it was going to be at the front of it was considered to be the where it would do it. I'm gonna keep that how it was. Okay, and then that color. There. I'll keep it like it is for now, but I'm going to have to probably figure out what's causing that. Because the nice thing is I should be able to flip this and it still work fine. Yep. This is why I really want to be able to turn it, because if I could turn it so that the camera could see the streaking more. Weird. Still causing the same problem though. Yep. It's really weird. the rope be causing it? Because I'm just reading through here to see if there's anything that looks like it could be causing it. Oh, the crystal gems that are from the workshop, they actually come pre-built with the glowing pulse thing. There is a... If you look at the VMTs for them, they just set it to increase the color scale on it on a sine wave. And you can play with the sine wave to actually make it go faster or slower or whatever, or increase brightness or the scale at which it goes. And it looks like it glows because they have a mask on it that has it has a very bright center and it dims from there. It's actually pretty easy to set up, but it is neat that you can actually do that. Let's see. I'm just gonna remove this completely, just so then I know for sure that it's not the thing causing it. No, it's not. It is in here somewhere. I just do not know what all of these values do. Show all ones here. I might have found what was doing it. Well, kind of. See, now it's going that way. But it doesn't seem to work right if I set them all to 1. So maybe that was the point of having that control point in there. So I randomize that. Is that going to cause anything weird? No. So yeah, I'm thinking that normal has something to do with it. I know I've had to do something with normal before, I just can't remember what it was. I could modify it per particle. So like here, because I need it to be slightly turned to the side. I could find the value that make that work. I think I can do that. So that's opposite what I need. So negative 0.5. Maybe. In a way that could work, how it is. It's just kind of weird when it creates those weird lines. to fix some of that error from that, I wonder if I could just do the since they're on ring, let's do 64, and then let's double our cont again. I guess we're going up to 15 and stopping. Particles are goofy. Oh, I know why. I need to increase my count. If I can make this easier on myself. Rope usually needs, I thought, 2 control points. And it does. Both of which are in the middle. If I move one there and one there. Because it usually means move between 2 different points. Let me see something. Not that. I want to do the whole thing. So spawning it as it's being made. Perfect. Then I might be able to modify this even better. So instead of position along ring, we're going to say position I'm not sure if it's going to work this way with... Let me see one other thing about the ring. So I might be able to modify it to just follow the edge. Roll 180, so that's the rotation that it's giving. Yeah, that's just angles. Even distribution count, that's fine. Okay, so I think if I just create this as let's see if we can do it on a circle. So position within sphere random, and I'm going to make the sphere have a distance of, let's see, 50. Oof. Not quite what I was looking for. So right now it's just spawning at random bits along the edge. Because it's spawning all along there, but it is looking the way that I want it to. So what if I put this to 20. Does kind of work, it just kind of misses the angle it comes at. Hello. So I'm actually running at a consistent pace, not me interrupting it. Like that, it actually runs smooth. It's getting it to lock orientation is what I'm curious about. So this is normal line to control point. No. Yes? Maybe. Actually, that should maybe work. Okay, so when this comes across, does this turn at all, or is it perfectly flat? Okay, I think it actually is turning. Yes, it is. So it's getting it to turn. Getting it to turn works. I just have to orientate it differently. Still think this is removing itself. It's turning kind of, but I want it to follow the blade. It's not what you're doing. particles. Curvature. You're not allowing yourself to go beyond a certain point, or what? I figure out what's causing it to die so early. No matter what I'm doing, it's dying well before it gets there. Doesn't seem to matter if I have this up. They're living longer. Oh, they're continuously emit duration. Durr. I should fix it. Yeah, it is. Still doesn't fix the other errors that are with it. Really, now you gotta autosave. Yeah, that's the problem. We're gonna have two. When that thing moves, it's gonna get all busted. Particles. That's fine. I could just say unlock and right at this point. Stop. I just have a feeling I'm going to have to normally use just a general swipe and call it good. I just don't think this one's going to work. Not with how it's looking right now. Let me grab his and see, because they look textured, which means that it might behave differently. So like, I'll grab this one, X-Tech Blur Color Helix. Oh, it actually has a flatter edge than I thought it was going to have. Now question. And that's spawning. If I move this, it does work. Okay. Why are you still red? I made you all purple. The base is probably... Even that kind of looks cool. Maybe a little too much pink, but... What is this alpha? Keep that. Determining the circle it goes in. That's alpha, and this is alpha. This is the only one with radius. Okay. Well, that's more manageable there. Now that looks a little better, but I have a feeling I'm going to be running into the same issue. I am. But I like this one, the look of this one more. It actually has definition to it. But I think I might have to putz with figuring out why they want a curve. Yeah, it's when going through the path, it begins and ends correctly because it always curves right back to it, but it's not following along that. It actually tries to adjust to compensate for the open for the difference. If I actually rotate, this is just a long ring. That's not running right. applies to me. It's not this particle that's causing it. I really think it is... Actually, this looks better in an angle, I think, too. I'm a good putzer. I really think it has to do with the normal bit, but really, I've never really seen a normal that's not 001. There's something that allows me to control the normal, because I know it had that the one before that was locking to the control point. I'm not seeing it here now. I don't know. I might have to like just mess with values and see what I can get to come up with, because it's going to be, I think, I knew it was going to be an ass to do this particle part, but I've tried to think up of 3D solutions to it, like a model of one, and it could kind of work, but you'd have to like make a whole bunch of different ones based on situation, and so I'll have to mess with that more some other time. But for now, it's 9 o'clock. So I did get some of the extra detail done in here, though. I just have to do her main and her back main, which I think is going to be probably the more important part, because right now they're distracting, because they're like, it wobbles here and it breaks the feeling of the pacing, and I think that hair and stuff, the details of that are what really give the realism. So I think I have her all locked, so all I have to do is really, yeah, all her hair is right here. Whoa, some of her hair is broken. Should probably fix that. You can hear her hair doesn't know what it's to do, so it just goes all over the place. Okay, so that fixes most of it. Now her hair won't go all over the place. The broken type of movement anyway. Alright, I'm good. So, I will be back on Friday, do more stuff. Remember, if you have any questions, let me know, and I can try to answer them and stuff. I forgot to ask about the tutorial question. I'll set up Friday again, if anybody reminds me, because I want to kind of figure out how to design the tutorial for the eyes. So I bet I want to kind of input on it, but I'll deal with that later. So, all right, have a happy week. Have a good week. Whatever. Have a happy one too. I don't care. Have a meow meow. Nixon cat. So, all right. I'll see you guys Friday. Bye bye.